So welcome back to my channel. I decided on this video that I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I am finally going to tell you all what is going on in my life when it comes to travel nursing. So in this video, I will be telling you where I'm currently on assignment and what I'm currently doing. So let's get right into it. So currently I am in the state of California, Northern California, in the Bay Area to be exact. I was set to start this travel contract on January the 9th, and as of today, which is January the 21st, I want to say, I have not started. And actually the hospital gave my company a call on Friday to let them know that unfortunately, since I have not been able to start, that they are going to have to move on to another travel nurse, which is very unfortunate and very inconvenient for me, considering that I have been in California for the last 3 weeks waiting to start this assignment with no income, and now I definitely will not be having an assignment, and so I'll have to start all the way back over. Not exactly what I was hoping or what I planned, but that's kind of what happens when you are a travel nurse. Unexpected things happen, so you do need to pivot or learn to pivot relatively quickly and just not dwell on those things. So I'm not going to dwell. I am very much so upset. Even though you see me kind of smiling right now, I am pissed, and I will tell you later on why I am so pissed. But this is my plan on how I am going to, I guess, pivot from this. So housing wise, I have already secured housing. I actually ended up getting a roommate in the area. I am not going to be a shady individual and just pack up all my things and just leave my roommate high and dry. I am definitely going to try and find another contract in this area. It usually takes about 2 weeks for me to land a new contract. So I'm expecting it to take me about 2 weeks to find a new one. So I'll remain in the area during that time that I'm looking for a new contract. And I'll also be looking for a replacement for my room. That way I won't leave my roommate high and dry, because that will just make me a shady individual if I just packed up and left her to cover the entire rental costs. That's just not me or who I am. So plan is to find something in the area so I do not have to worry about replacing myself with a new roommate. But if I can't find anything that's close by, then I will just hopefully be able to find another traveler who can move into my room in my place. Let's hope anyways. Let me back just a little bit and explain how I am in this position to begin with. Okay, so I applied for this contract back in December 18th. I applied for this contract. Yeah, it was December the 18th. So I applied. I literally got a call from the hospital the very next day after I submitted, and of course they told me over the phone that I was offered a position, and I accepted very quickly because the pay for this contract was going to be super high. I was going to be making $80 an hour, and that's not including the stipend, and it was a 48-hour per week contract. So I was excited to take on this contract because I was going to be coming off of unemployment when I started this contract. So a little extra money was going to definitely make me re-up my savings after being unemployed. I accepted this contract with a new agency, which is Maxim. I had never worked with them before, so I wasn't exactly sure how they did things. I did know that I was not a fan of Maxim just because their recruiters seemed to be a little bit flaky in regards to finding me contracts or bringing me contracts. So the fact that this recruiter was kind of like, I don't want to say hands-on, but really proactive in regards to like bringing me this contract and making sure that I had everything that I needed to get submitted, I was in high spirits with them, or very optimistic working with them. But maybe I should have been a little bit more cautious and a little less optimistic. So After I accepted the offer from the facility and signed my contract, there were some hiccups with the compliance lady. Her name is Rachel. And Rachel, if you are watching, just know I blame you for why I was not able to start this contract. Because yes, it was your fault. I had to deal with Rachel. She was my compliance officer or compliance person, whatever you want to call them. Basically, with the compliance, they are responsible for getting your file ready to submit to the hospital so you can start. So all of your health documents, your vaccinations, your TB, your fit test, your physicals, your titers, even any requirements by the hospital like modules, drug tests, all of those things they get from you, compile it in a folder, and then they submit it to the facility. The facility then at that point either gives them a green light saying yes, she can start on the day that we plan, or they'll say no, she still needs to do a couple of things in order for us to clear her to start. Well, I made sure that I submitted every single thing that was asked of me that night that it was sent to me. So it was all sent to me on the 19th. So I submitted everything. I did skills checklists. I did all of my prophecy exams to them. And if you are a travel nurse, then you know that those prophecy exams are quite long and quite annoying. So I literally did 4 of those in one night. I think it was 3. It wasn't 4, it was 3. And I filled out all of their documents that they have. And when you are new to a company, there are random documents that you have to sign: HIPAA, confidentiality, handbooks, I-9s, W-4s, like just tons of random documents that you have to fill out and sign. But the most important one would be your background check authorization. And my background check is the reason why I will not be starting at this contract. So background check authorization form was within those documents and I did fill it out. So the next day, I was under the impression that everything was submitted, especially the background check was being initiated, because it can take about 2 weeks for your background check to clear. Sometimes as long as 4 weeks for your background check to clear. So the sooner you can go ahead and get that started, the better. It just saves you from having to deal with a delayed start date. Unfortunately for me, the company or Rachel did not submit that document to the company that was doing the background check. Actually, let me take that back. She did submit that document, so the background check company initiated my background check, but when they initiated my background check, one state in particular, Mississippi, was requiring an additional document on my end, just saying that yes, you can release my information to this third-party company. So I was told to send a notarized form and a money order for $32 to the Mississippi Public Safety's office in order for my background check to begin to process in Mississippi. I have never had to send money to anybody in regards to a background check, let alone get a notarized form and send it to them. I did give them pushback and question this, but they reassured me like, yes, you need to send this to the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. So I did just that. Let's fast forward a week, and it is coming up to the Friday before my start date, which was originally supposed to be January 9th. And the background check for Mississippi was still pending. So unfortunately, they were like, hey, we're gonna have to delay your start date by a week. Hopefully your background check will clear next week so you can start like the following week. I wasn't concerned because I was like, okay, this has happened before. I've been delayed by a week because the background check had not cleared yet. So I wasn't stressing it. It was no big deal. It was just kind of like one of those things that just happens. The second week passed, and yet again, Mississippi's background check was not done and they were delaying me again. So at this point, I'm kind of getting on to my recruiter because I stopped hearing from Rachel. Like, chick literally stopped responding to my emails. So I only reached out and talked to my recruiter at this point. And I was basically asking my recruiter questions like, hey, did anybody reach out to the background check company? Hey, did anybody reach out to the state of Mississippi to see if they have even started processing my background check? Like, it's been 2 weeks. I don't want this to turn into 3 weeks. Like, can we get on this? My recruiter reassured me. She was like, yes, they're working on it. It's processing, it's pending. We just have to wait and give it some time. The next day, I get a call from my recruiter basically apologizing because there was supposed to have been a form that I absolutely did fill out electronically that was sent to the background check company for the state of Mississippi, and that background check company did not receive the form. According to my recruiter, allegedly, the background check company had a glitch, and because of that glitch, they did not receive the form. She said the background check company was very much so apologetic because they should have reached out to them and told them that they did not receive the form, and just to follow up and see what was going on. I literally feel like Rachel just did not send the form. That's how I feel. Chick was already doing a horrible job, so it very much so would not surprise me if she just didn't send it. It's as simple as that. But either way it goes, once again, I was probably about to be put in a position where my start date was going to be pushed back even further, like a whole nother week. And I didn't want that to happen. So I reached out to the manager and I was just like, hey, are you working with any other companies? I do not want my start date to be pushed back yet again. And it doesn't seem like this company knows what they're doing in regards to my file. I worked with Medical Solutions before, and manager of the department told me, hey, we work with these 3 companies, and Medical Solutions was one of those companies. So I reached out to my recruiter with Medical Solutions, and I was like, hey, Ted, because I work with Ted Merkin at Medical Solutions, and I love him. And if you are looking for a great recruiter, he is definitely the guy you should go and talk to. But I was like, hey, Ted, this is what's happening. I've already talked to the manager. She's totally fine with me switching companies. Can you guys take this on? Ted was on it. Like, he literally messaged me before even the end of the day, and he was like, hey, yeah, we can take care of this for you. Just give me the manager's name, your start date, how many weeks, any time off that you have, and we'll get you an agreement. So the next morning I got my traveler's agreement. There were a few things that I had to get fixed, so we worked those out pretty quickly and I signed it, and I was assigned a compliance person. So at this point, I'm still freaking out because during my conversation with the manager, she had told me like, hey, my director is telling me that if you do not start by Monday, we're gonna have to move on to another traveler because we just can't continue to wait for you. Which I get it, I understand, but it was just so disappointing to hear because I could have chosen after I was delayed the first time to just move on to another hospital. But since I gave them my word, I decided to not do that and to just stick it out with Maxim and wait until I was given the all clear. Let that be a lesson learned to anybody watching this video. Like, yeah, you kind of want to be a person of your word, but at the end of the day, you're an at-will employee and you can be canceled at any given time. So if you are put in a position where you cannot start on time and you have the opportunity to start somewhere else, move on to somewhere else. Like, they will just have to get over it. But yeah, going back, the manager told me that if I didn't start by Monday, that I basically wouldn't be starting at all. Ted and the team at Medical Solutions, they were on it. They were awesome. I did still have some hiccups with the compliance person simply because she just did not want to listen. Like, I reiterated to her, like, time was of the essence, and that if I could not start by Monday, that this facility was moving forward without me. So to just make haste and to be direct with the hospital when they're talking to them, and do not delay reaching out to the hospital. If you don't know, when you are getting submitted to the hospital, not really submitted, but when you're building your profile with the hospital to start, they wait and compile all these things together at one time, and then they submit it at once. Since I didn't talk to Ted until Wednesday and we didn't start initiating my compliance documents with Medical Solutions until Thursday, I really wanted the compliance person to reach out to the hospital on Thursday to let them know that somebody was on it and working to get me started. Well, she didn't do that. I did get everything done, but it didn't get done until like Friday morning because somewhere I needed to go and get a lab done wasn't open when I went there, so I had to wait until Friday morning. So once everything was in her hands on Friday morning, she submitted it all to the hospital, and lo and behold, the hospital basically told them like, hey, we can't wait for her, we're gonna move on to another traveler. So I went through all of that just to be told that me waiting was pointless. It's very much so upsetting. It very much so put me like in, I don't want to say in a financial bind, but it has set me back a little bit financially because I covered costs for things expecting to start having some income coming in. So it was kind of unexpected on my end that I wasn't going to be having income for the last 3 weeks. I plan to be fun employed during that month of December. I did not plan on being unemployed during the month of January. But I always keep savings on hand, so I'm not in a financial bind. It's just, would I have paid to have my car shipped out here? Absolutely not. Would I have paid for housing out here? Absolutely not. But I didn't know that this was going to happen, and it did, so here I am. I do have a PRN out here in the Bay Area that I can work now. Unfortunately, the last couple of weeks I've been sick, so I wasn't even able to go work there because I was sick. There's also another reason why I wasn't stressing about not starting, because I was kind of sick and just needed to get over that. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do until I land another contract, is just go to my PRN. It is going to be a bit inconvenient because my PRN is an hour away from where I'm currently located. So that commute is going to be a nightmare for me, and I'm not looking forward to it. But it is what it is. It's not always rainbows and sunshines when it comes to travel nursing. And this is just one of those situations where it's kind of a downside of travel nursing. But I definitely want to be transparent with you guys, just a little like what happened and how I am trying to get over it. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to post this video before I land my next contract, or if I'm just gonna hold off on this video until I secure my next contract. I don't know. I may just post it and then just do an update a little bit later on. Yep, I think that's what I'm gonna do, because this video is getting kind of long and I feel like I'm rambling. So we're gonna wrap this up. All right, people. So as usual, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below. If you have any travel nursing related questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram at Reba Moments. I also have a TikTok at Reba Moments as well. And if you want to be notified of my upcoming travel nurse course, make sure that you click on the link in the description and sign up for the email list to be the very first ones to be notified of that course. All right, y'all, have a great week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.